For Home Links 4-9, we're continuing to practice partial products multiplication. Today we learned how to do two-digit numbers times two-digit numbers using partial products. So I'm going to start with number 1, 46 times 38. Okay, remember we're going to make a bow tie with our arrows, so I'm going to start with 3 times 4, but because the 3 is in the tens place, it's actually 30, and the 4 in the tens place, it's actually 30, the 4 in the tens place is actually 40. So 30 times 40, I do the original fact, 3 times 4 is 12, then there's 2 zeros in the factors, so I add 2 zeros to the product. I'll then do my cross of my bow tie and do the 30 times 6, which equals 180. Be sure to line up ones with ones, tens with tens, hundreds with hundreds. Next thing I do is the other cross of my bow tie and do the 8 times 40. I know 8 times 4 is 32, so 8 times 40 is 320. Oops, I didn't line that up correctly, so I have to rewrite that. 320. And then last, I need to close my bow tie, 8 times 6. And so here we can see my bow tie is now finished. 8 times 6 is 48. So I'm going to add up all the parts, or the partial products. 0, 0, 0, 8 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 4 is 14. Carry my 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7, and 1. 1,748. Next, 65 times 32. I'm going to start with the 30 times 60, which equals 1,800. Move to the first diagonal of my bow tie, 30 times 5, which equals 150. Do the other diagonal of my bow tie, 2 times 60, which equals 120. And then finally I close my bow tie, 2 times 5, which equals 10. Add it up, I get 0, 8, 10, carry the 1, 2. 2,080. Donnie and Raj went apple picking at an orchard that had 65 rows of trees. Each row had 22 trees in it. How many trees were in the orchard? Number model with the unknown would be 65 times 22 equals, I'm going to pick T for my unknown. Now to solve it, 65 times 22. I'm going to start with 20 times 60, which equals 1,200. Move to 20 times 5, which is 100. Then 2 times 60, 120. Close my bow tie. 2 times 5 is 10. Add them up. 0, 3, 4, 1. 1,430 trees. No apartment building has 33 floors, 24 apartments on each floor. How many apartments are in the building? Okay, I'm going to be doing 33 times 24. I'm going to start with 20 times 30, which is 600. Then 20 times 3, which is 60. Next diagonal would be 4 times 30, or 120. And last, close the bow tie, 3 times 4 is 12. 0, 0, 0, 2, 0, 6, 2 and 1 makes 9, and 6 and 1 makes 7. 792. And I actually forgot to do my number model with the unknown, so I'll go back and do that. 33 times 24 equals, I'm going to put A for apartments. Okay. I have 4 problems at the bottom that I need to show work for. So let's start with number 5, this 37 times 5. So I'm going to do the same thing, except now I just have 5 times 30, which equals 150, 5 times 7, which equals 35. Add those up, 185. Number 6, 27 times 6. 6 times 2 equals 12. Oh, except it's not 6 times 2. The 2 is in the tens place, so it's actually 6 times 20, which equals 12 with a 0, or 120. 6 times 7 is 42. Add them up, 162. Number 7, 332 times 6. I'll start with 6 times 300, which equals 1,800. 6 times 30, which equals 180. And then 6 times 2, which equals 12. 2,991. 1,992. And then the last problem. I'm going to change colors here so I can see it. Number 8, 2,958 times 7. I'm going to start with 7 times 2,000, which equals 14,000. 7 times 900. 7 times 9 I know is 63, plus 2 zeros makes it 6,300. 7 times 50 equals 350, and 7 times 8 equals 56. Add those all up, I get 6, 10, carry the 1, 7. 4 and 6 is 10, so I put my 0 and carry the 1, 2. 20,706.